It's Diversity TV, bringing you the untold stories for the week of December 17, 2021, in English and French, from our River Valley studio in Edmonton, Alberta's capital. Hosted by me, Emi Batoum, and sponsored by Yayyy Plumbing and Heating, now offering fantastic deals for water heaters and furnaces. Here are the headlines for this week. It's holiday. Yuppie! Let's party. Let's start with the wonderful Rumba music from the great land of the people of Congo, as UNESCO just added Rumba to its heritage list. It's that time of the year where we put questions that matter to our communities to the Edmonton Police Chief, McFee. Stay tuned for his response on racism, fighting crime in Edmonton, and many others. In the Inclusion Project this week, on December 13, the Toronto-based Canadian Civil Liberties Association, CCLA, launched its latest results to help combat carding and racial profiling. And the question of the week is, how are you planning to spend the holidays? Now, the news in detail. Segment 1. It's that time of the year where we put questions that matter to our community to the Edmonton Police Chief. Listen to Chief McFee respond to how the Edmonton Police Service is dealing with racism and discrimination, as well as fighting crime in Edmonton and many others.
I think this year, even stronger than last year, between an 8, probably 8.5, and I tell you why. We've seen some of our biggest crime reduction in the last couple of years. This year was no exception. How our officers handled remaining professional, yet being under tremendous scrutiny with COVID and certainly the extra pressures on them. So I think they've responded remarkably well, and as a result, we're seeing some of the statistics that we need. I really like how we've engaged the community through commitment to action and other things, and how we're, reestablishing some contacts with the community, and, I call it building trust in the good times and starting to actually work on problems together. Certainly having some of the Chiefs Councils now stood up, and, for instance, the Newscast Council actually having a role in picking the new liaison, Indigenous liaison officer for the police service. Those are all positives. So with the momentum and some of the changes that we made to start in 2019, pre-COVID, pre-George Floyd, we're starting to see some of those results and some of those successes. Help is another one, certainly reducing some of the vulnerable people out of our criminal justice system. So overall, with results, I feel real good. The only thing that I'd say we take off a point or two is the fact that we're still dealing with the mental health and the wellness that COVID are starting to wear on people. So I think what we're starting to do is form the right partnerships. We obviously, as you're aware, we opened the Union building, which certainly we're starting to put our partners in a building, and we're starting to work collectively together to try to obviously reduce homelessness, we need some work to stop to drop some of the overdoses, etc. And then I think that whole, when I talk about the mental wellness of our officers, that's certainly a condition of the public right now. There's a lot of angry folks out there. Certainly the place where you see it most is on the social media, lots of attacks, lots of different things. So I think those are all things that are front row and center as we continue to drive some of our change to ensure that we're looking after the people. And it starts with, COVID vaccinations for our members. And I kind of put it this way, is we need to look after the people to look after ourselves, and then we need to look after others. So those are all things that will continue to be highlighted throughout 2022. And as long as I'm with the Edmonton Police Service, we had to let ourselves be vulnerable. We had to be open to the community. We had to hear some of the stories that we need to hear. And it always ended up in every one of them, which, as you know, I sat in on every one of them, and included, I think, 40 or 60 different groups that we met with, and then, 4,500 or 5,000 online exchanges. So I think being vulnerable, having human discussions, talking about experiences, how we can change things, how we can make things different. And the ultimate piece that I got out of that is keep it as a living document. Don't make this a one-off. Don't just meet with the community once and think everything's fixed. Ensure that you keep that dialogue going, tie it into your council work, and making sure that you're getting feedback both ways. So you're collectively working on solutions with the community. And I think when you do that, and certainly some of the things that we've done along training and some of the things that we've implemented into the various aspects of the police service, should establish that base to continue to keep that relationship strong. And that's the relationship you need during the tough times. So, when something bad happens in a community and a community is struggling, those are the leverage of those relationships to go in and see if you can problem solve it together and get to a different place. So I was really, really pleased with the participation of the community. I certainly wish they would have been obviously personal contacts versus a lot of them being virtual, because I think you lose a little bit in an exchange. But just having our community give us a vision and help us set the stage of what they want to see from our police service, in aspects of customer service and other things that sometimes we take for granted, I think is something that we can't. We just got to continue to be relentless on this. And again, just to reiterate with how I started, is it's a living document. It's not a one-off. It's not a one-time thing. It's a relationship, and a relationship takes work. Inclusion is getting them in the door. Inclusion is, diversity inclusion is something that we have to continue to mentor and monitor and develop it into leadership, because that's where you get the true rewards and the true benefits. So ensuring that inclusion starts in recruiting and keeps going throughout the career. And as you've heard me say often, diversity is not just race and gender, but it's also thinking and celebrating that diversity, because it's truly that diversity that's what makes up our community. It's that diversity, I think, I would advocate for, that makes us a stronger organization. So we just need to keep it reporting to the Chief's office, a top priority, and something that we don't let slip.
Segment 2. Fashion and beauty time on Diversity TV this week. This week, fashion and beauty host Ann Miner takes us to Quick Fix Hair and Beauty Supply on 10422 118 Avenue Northwest in Edmonton. Let's see what she learned for the holidays.
Hello, beautiful world. This is Ann Miner, your host of the Fashion and Beauty Show from Diversity TV. We're here, and I'm excited to talk to you about a local business, Quick Fix Hair and Beauty Supply. Hi, Teresa. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Where are we right now? What part of Edmonton?
This is downtown Edmonton, right across the street from Nate's. It's 10422A and 118 Avenue.
Okay. Now, before anyone can come to the store, where can they find you online?
You can find us on the website www.quickfixit.ca, or on Instagram and on Facebook with our page handle as Quick Fix Hair and Beauty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was the story behind opening the store? Why are we here today? What was your vision?
Okay. First time I came to Canada, I was at the bus stop and I saw a lot of people with really terrible or not so beautiful hair. And since then I was like, okay, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. Is it that we don't have people doing hair, or they don't know where to go, or maybe I can make a difference? Okay. And that's how I started the business.
Okay, and how long have you been doing the business for?
A little over 5 years.
Okay. Would you like to show me around?
Sure. So as the name goes, Quick Fix Hair and Beauty Supply. So we have a lot of hair and beauty supplies. We have hair extensions. We have wigs, and we actually have winter head warmers with hair attached to it. And we have just a quick fix headband wig, braided, but it has a band in front of it to cover the hairline. And we have human hair wigs, synthetic wigs. We have ponytails. Like, it's easy to just get this look in about 5 minutes if you have to run. And we have clip-on extensions in different colors, lengths, and sizes. We also have sewing extensions, braiding extensions, all kind of hair extensions. Anything just to get a quick fix, we have it here. And we also have beauty products.
Segment 3. Business news this week. This holiday season, we are encouraging you to support local, inspired by #SupportLocalYYC. Did you know that 62% of retail businesses in Calgary are small businesses? And when you buy from local businesses in Calgary, for every $100 they earn, $58 goes back into the local economy. Other ways you can support local without spending any money is leave positive review of the places and services you loved on social media and online. You can also subscribe to their mailing list. Let's take you on a tour of some local businesses in Edmonton and Calgary for this holiday. Freelance journalist Mary Thomas tells this amazing story of a corporate lawyer turned distiller.
Gurpreet Rana, corporate lawyer turned distiller, is a young and ambitious entrepreneur with big dreams. Let's hear a story from the horse's mouth.
Well, we live in Alberta, and we're surrounded by amazing and fertile soil and we grow a tremendous amount of grain here in Alberta. But we weren't doing much to value add to our grain crops. We were using it for feed. We were malting it and exporting it to Japan. We were exporting to the United States, but we weren't really doing anything with it here. And so to me that seemed like it was a waste and a shame. And so what we wanted to do was kind of change that. So we acquired our own farm and we grew about 80 tons of barley this year. And the plan is to turn that into whiskey and use malted barley from Alex, Alberta. It's produced in a plant owned by RAR in Alex, and we'll use that to make the single malt whiskey as well. And yeah, so that was kind of where the idea came from. It was very lucrative. I think I was inspired by my parents, who are both entrepreneurs themselves. And they came here with very little, and they built something, and they contribute to their community, and they made a difference. And I wanted to kind of follow in their footsteps and build something. The plan going forward is seeking distribution. So once we get a name for ourselves, and once we begin to have whiskey produced that we can actually sell, because it has to sit in a barrel for 3 years, our plan is to. We're hoping that we begin to win some awards, some internationally recognized awards, and going forward we can transition that into sales outside of Canada, outside of Alberta, and hopefully global distribution. That's the plan, is that we make something that's so good that everybody in the world wants it. So.
Now that you've heard his story, you can see what a great dream he has. It's exciting to visit him at his distillery and also taste this amazing concoction that he's created from scratch. This is located in Parkland County, which is about 40 minutes from downtown Edmonton.
Segment 4. Straight talk COVID and our people. Update from Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Dina Hinshaw. Quote, currently, we know Omicron is more transmissible and causes more breakthrough infections in those who have previously been infected and those who have 2 doses of vaccine. There is a question about whether it is milder than previous infections, but the early indications from South Africa are that larger number of people being infected more quickly, the overall impact on ICUs is rising. Now, as we plan for the holidays, please think of our communities and health system. Make gatherings as safe as possible by limiting the total number of gatherings we attend. Keep them small. Gather outside and encourage people to receive all doses of vaccine they are eligible for. When gathering indoors, consider arranging seating so there is a distance between households, increasing indoor air ventilation by opening a window and planting individual servings rather than using communal dishes and serving utensils that everyone shares from. If you are having guests over that are more susceptible to COVID-19, including 65-year-old and plus or immunocompromised, consider wearing a medical face mask while at the indoor gathering. If anyone is feeling even mildly unwell, it is critical they do not attend or host a gathering. End of quote. Want to read more? Go to www.alberta.ca/COVID-19. Segment 5. What do we have for Diversity TV International News? Let's start with the wonderful Rumba music from the great land of the people of Congo, as UNESCO just added Rumba to its heritage list. This invokes pride and excitement in music and dance fans across the world, especially from the source of Rumba, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and the Republic of Congo. Segment 6. What do we have for food this week? You can't think of a delicious food in Calgary without thinking of the food prepared by the youngest chef in town, Yasmin Yusuf of Mashallah Baraka Restaurant. The mouth-watering goat or lamb served with rice and spaghetti, topped up with the memorable, friendly family atmosphere created by Chef Yusuf and her team, and the beautiful wall painting inspiring a great atmosphere. Trying it out will be a memorable treat at 4202 17th Avenue Southwest, Calgary. The hardworking family restaurant is opening a new location on 1439 17th Avenue Southwest in Calgary. Stay tuned and bon appétit! Segment 7. The Inclusion Project. Get to know about the Inclusion Project, making equity, diversity, and inclusion, ED&I, a competitive advantage in your organization and how your organization can lead with it. Is your organization at the baseline level, initiation stage, implementation level, celebration, sharing, and or leading stage in its equity, diversity, and inclusion journey? The Inclusion Project, a project of Diversity Magazine, Canada's largest multicultural publication, is a platform to recognize, share, educate, and promote equity, diversity, and inclusion, ED&I, friendly practices, and what organizations are doing with respect to ED&I. For more detail, for a detailed outline of this project, or you want to get your organization ED&I journey shared or consider for diversity awards, please go to www.diversitymag.ca. On December 13, the Toronto-based Canadian Civil Liberties Association, CCLA, launched its latest resource to help combat carding and racial profiling.
Unlimited high-speed internet at an affordable price with no contract to sign and no credit check. That's CloudStar. Downloads as fast as 1 gig and the option of connecting to our fiber network to enjoy uploads of the same speed. At CloudStar, technology is our passion, and we believe that the quality of our service is measured by what you get out of it. Revolutionize your relationship to internet, cable, home phone, and smart security with CloudStar.
Segment 8. What do we have for community announcements this week? Get to know some of the employment programs offered by Solomon College in Edmonton. Please contact 780-431-1515 or info@solomoncollege.ca.
And I'm here today to talk to you about 3 employment programs that Solomon College delivers. The first is our Connections to Employment program, which focuses on preparing newcomers to work in the retail sector. Secondly, we have our Food Service Supervisor Preparation program, which supports newcomers to develop skills to work in the food services sector. And our final employment training program is our Quest Key Workplace Essential Skills Training Program, which is designed to help newcomers build warehouse technology skills to work in the warehousing sector.
What does the Edmonton High-Level Bridge light represent this week? December 15, Shade of Green for Christmas Bureau of Edmonton's Delivery Day. December 16 was green and red for Bangladesh Golden Jubilee. Today, December 17, red and white will be for Salvation Army Christmas Kettle Campaign. And tomorrow, December 18, orange, white, and green represent Niger Republic Day. December 19, green, red for 630 Shared Santa's Anonymous Delivery Days. You want to know more? Go to www.edmonton.ca/lightthebridge. The Alberta government is calling for involvement in the 2022 budget. Help set the direction for the budget 2022 by taking online survey. By January 15, share your priorities for your family, business, and community. Businesses, associations, and groups can also submit letters and other documents online to share their budget priorities. To learn more, go to www.alberta.ca. Vous êtes sur Diversity TV. Mon nom est Emi Batoum. Voici les titres de votre journal de ce vendredi, le 17 décembre 2021. C'est les congés et c'est le temps de célébrer. Célébrons avec la rumba de nos illustres frères et sœurs du Congo, au moment où l'UNESCO ajoute ce rythme, cette musique à son patrimoine. Notre deuxième titre aujourd'hui concerne la police. Il est des moments de l'année comme celui-ci où nous interpellons le chef de la police d'Edmonton, McFee, sur les questions que se posent les membres de nos communautés. Vous aurez son point de vue sur le racisme, la lutte contre le crime à Edmonton et bien d'autres dans ce journal. Dans notre projet Inclusion cette semaine, l'Association canadienne des libertés civiles, basée à Toronto, en abrégé ACLC, vient de lancer son tout dernier outil pour lutter contre le fichage et le profilage racial. En effet, Le guide de connaissance de vos droits sur le profilage racial et les contrôles de police est en cours de déploiement en tant que ressource pour responsabiliser les jeunes et les adultes des groupes noirs, autochtones et autres groupes racialisés à travers le Canada. Il vous fournit une gamme d'informations nécessaires sur des questions posées par les jeunes ainsi que des ressources pour traiter d'éventuelles violations des droits. Vous pouvez le trouver au www.ccla.org. Et maintenant, la question de la semaine. Avez-vous des plans pour les congés? Oh, certainement. Mais que vous restiez chez vous ou que vous visitiez des amis ou la famille, n'oubliez pas, c'est le moment de faire une pause. C'est le moment de vous ressourcer pour accueillir la nouvelle année avec plein d'énergie. C'est tout ce que nous avions pour vous cette semaine. Merci de rester des nôtres. This is all we had for you this week. Thank you for watching Diversity TV Community Newscast. Be the first to get out our community newscast as it happens. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification on our Diversity TV YouTube channel. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Our website is www.diversitymag.ca. See you next week, because when it's Friday, it's your newscast from Diversity TV. Thank you for watching.